Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. How we doing?
Doing pretty good. Can you hear me,
I
Miss
can.
Underwood?
Who's that speaking? I can't tell which one it is.
Mrs. Laura Williams.
Got it. Yes, I can. So everybody else, speak up so I know that you can hear.
Hi.
Hi. All
Can
right.
you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Hey, not sure if my mic's working. This is Jamie.
Good. Okay.
Mario's here, if you can hear me.
I can.
This is Jimmy.
Well, hey, good, Jimmy. I'm glad I see you here. All right. Let me see who else I need to admit. Anybody else waiting? All right, so we got almost everybody here that I can see. Hope nobody else is waiting. Says there's 11 of us. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's somebody waiting. Oh, me, 11. Okay, got it. Yep. Okay, welcome, welcome. Everybody doing okay so far?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have to turn on a
Yes,
recording.
ma'am.
So let me make sure I turn on my recording here. Oh, it is recording. It says it is. Okay, let's hope so. All righty, so we're all set to start. I don't want to wait any longer. People come in, they'll just have to watch the video for the beginning part. So, welcome to everybody. I'm glad that you're with us, that this quarter is moving along already, day 2. So I hope that everybody has been able to log in and get started. The first thing you need to do is take that participation in academic honesty verification quiz so that the class will, week 1 will open for you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see what the outline of the class looks like. So let me do that. Oops, that's not the one I want to share. That's the one I want to share.
Hello. Hey.
Okay, share screen. And this is the one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, oops, I need to admit somebody. There she is. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to start at the very top of our course and lead you through how to access it, where to go, where things are. Now I wanted to show you first these little sidebars. And you can open things over here. And then on the other side, you can close this if you don't like it. You can, if you want a bigger center screen, you can open and close those so they're not in your way. On this one over here, on this side, I wanted to make sure that you saw this right here, where you can get support if you're having trouble with your account, being able to log in, whatever you're having problems with, this is where you need to be, is to get some help. Okay? So, and on this side over here, this is an outline of the whole course, goes all the way from week 1 to week 8, but you can only see the week that we're in, which is week 0 and week 1. If you have taken the participation in academic honesty verification quiz, you should be able to see week 1. And here it is right here. You have to scroll down a little bit. And this is what, if you have not done this, you need to do so immediately. Because this is what's going to get you into the course and keep you in the course. All right, I have my list over here. So if you see me glancing over here, it's what I'm doing is looking at everything. So I'm going to take you to the course syllabus, which is way up here at the top. Somebody asked me where it was, and it's up here at the top, right here. And if you have not been here, you want to make sure that you come here and look at this. I don't know whether you guys see yourselves over here on the far right, but it kind of blocks our view of what's over here. So right here is how you can access different parts of the syllabus. Let me show you the performance criteria. This tells you what everything is going to be worth in your grading. So you see right here, the things that we're going to be doing and how much they are worth. So you want to stay on top of this and make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do in order to pass the class. The other thing, now there's lots of important things in this syllabus, but I'm not going to go through every page. I hope you have. But the schedule is also in here. Now remember, I told you you could only see week 1. But in this course schedule, you can actually see what's happening throughout the entire course and see when things will be due. If you notice right here, this is week 1, and this is our first discussion forum right here. And normally they're going to be due on Wednesdays, but the course didn't start until Wednesday, so we couldn't have your first graded activity due on the same day the course started. So the first one is going to be due this Friday by 11:55, and that's in week 1, and I'll show you where that is. Your final post this week only, this week will end on Monday, but starting in week 2, the weeks are going to go Sunday to Sunday. Okay, so all your stuff this week, only because it started on Wednesday, everything this week, the final stuff will be due on Monday. But this is the only week that happens. Every other week, Sunday to Sunday. Now, right here in red, volunteer hours. They are due in week 8. And it's only 5 hours if you need to volunteer somewhere and keep track of it, and it has to be signed, and then you upload it in week 8. So you have the next 8 weeks to do 5 hours of volunteer work, and you can do all 5 at one time, or you can do 1 hour each day, whatever you need to do in order to complete that. All right, so then it goes on down to week 2 and week 3, and so it shows you everything that's going to happen right here. Okay, so that is the course syllabus. All right, let's go back to all right, we're going to move on down, and hopefully you've read this one about how to be successful in the course. There's the course syllabus, the performance rubrics. You are going to have a paper due in these weeks, 3, 5, and 7. In week 3, that's where we're going to be doing the research for the paper in weeks 5 and 7. Week 5 will be your rough draft. Week 7 will be your final essay that'll be due and uploaded. Oh, we got somebody in the way. Here we go. Stephanie's joining us. All right, so here's a handbook. Here's the chat room if we want to use it. I don't usually, but if you want to, we can turn it on. All right, here is one of the biggest resources you're going to need in this course, and it's called the College Student Resources. There's so much inside here that you need to be, and a lot of times you're going to ask me a question, and I'm going to refer you back here to find out. And one thing people have asked me about is in the first initial post that you do each week, you need to do research on your answer that you're going to submit, and you need to put your source in that first post every week that you use. I'm going to show you where you're going to get your sources, but I'm also going to show you how to format it in MLA. And it's way kind of down here at the bottom. Right here. So if you're struggling with how to format, if I write a note on your discussion forum and I say you need to format that correctly in MLA format, make sure you come back here and check it out and find out how to do it. Your source should not be a link. It needs to be formatted just like you would if you were writing a formal paper. So you need to have your source cited in your discussion forum every week in your initial post. We're going to talk more about those in a minute. All right, let me go back up here to where the list is. Useful links. There's your calendar for the year, catalog. Disability services are right here. So if you have any disability that you want help with, this is where you will go to get the help. It's like if you were in high school and you had an IEP and you need one here for GMC, then this is where you would go to get accommodations. Here's your help desk again, the same thing that's on the front page there. Library and library guides. Now you are going to need these to help you find research if you can't find it inside the course, which most of them have resources that you can use inside. All right. Our tutoring. Free tutoring. Now this comes in very handy in when you write that paper. So when you get ready to write a paper, if you need help, you want to come here to our free tutors and get some help. Okay? All GMC students have access to services at no charge to the student. So if you need help and you want your a tutor to look over your paper before you submit it, make sure you have it in plenty of time. You can't do it the day of and expect them to get it all done and turn it back into you. But make sure that you know, that if you want their help, then you have to be fair to them as well and make sure you give them plenty of time. All right, so let's go back here. Let me go back to, oh, here's the resources. All right, let me see, I have some more things written down. All right, in the resources here, if you're having trouble, we will be using Turnitin. So if you're having trouble uploading your paper, make sure you check here. Here's some ideas on how to make your discussion forum better. This is how you get your grades and information about your grades, and it tells you how to access your grades right here. Let me see what else. If you need help with writing, we are using the MLA format, not APA. So we're using MLA, and feel free to use this as much as you need. Lots of help. Another one to admit. Good. Okay. Let me see what else we have. Library guides. Make sure you read through this one about plagiarism. It's a big thing here at GMC. We don't take it lightly. You cannot plagiarize anything from the internet. You cannot plagiarize from another student that has already taken this class. You cannot submit the same paper for 2 different classes because it's going to come up and turn it in and say it was 100% copied, even if it was yours, if your paper. So you cannot do that. All right, so here's a whole bunch of good stuff. Study skills, time management, again, types of writing. And so if you get a message from me and says you need to check your student resources, make sure you come back here and look for it. All right, let me see if there's anything else we need to talk about here. Here again is the student disability services. If you need help, make sure that you check here. We do not have a textbook for this course. I'm going to show you where your information is located. And I think I've been down almost to the bottom here, but this is long, how to request a withdrawal. Right now we're in drop ad, but after drop ad ends, then it's time to decide whether you want to withdraw or not. And I'll give you some more hints on that in a little bit. All right, so I've been through all of that student resources, but make sure that you use this if you're stuck on something. And like I said, I'll probably refer you here when you ask a question. I may say, check your student resources and see if you can locate your answer that you need. Of course, I'll be able to help you too. All right. Let me think what else I got on my list here. I showed you the tutoring. It's called Brain Fuse. And it is almost at the bottom of student resources. So let me see where we go. All the way down. Here, Brain Fuse. Okay, and it tells you right here what to do. And I'm going to go up one. And you can use this PDF right here to help you. And it tells you how to do it. So that all of that is in student resources. Okay. It also tells you in student resources how to add GMC email to your phone. I did show you about how to check your grades. All right, the grading this week, we're going to be a day late because it's not going to end on Sunday. It's going to end on Monday. So I'll be grading. I'll start grading on Tuesday. As soon as I know that everybody has completed everything on Monday evening. Then Tuesday morning, I'll start grading. I do have 3 classes, so it may take me a while. So there's 23 and 24 in each of the classes. So I will send you an email when I finished your class and have graded it so that you can check your grades. All right, let's talk a little bit about the daily weeks. Now over here, this is the beginning that you should have gone through if you logged in early to look through these things right here. This one right here, this is before week 0. This right here, you need to print this and keep it handy because we're going to be using this and it does feel bigger than what the screen shows. This is what we're going to be using in weeks 3, 5, and 7. So you want to make sure you have this handy. The library guide. It tells you what you need to do in that library guide, and this is how you get there. All right, let's look at this one, overview of graded activities. These are the things that are going to be graded in the course, and here's the list. So you can look at this and see everything that's going to be graded. The forums that we're going to have every week. The papers, and there's quizzes. Here's your volunteer hours right here and some suggestions on how or where you can do them. Here's a form that you want to use to keep track of it. This one's in Word and this one's in PDF. Here is a letter in case the person that you're volunteering with wants some proof that you're really at GMC and that you're really doing this. So you want to make sure that if you need it, it's here. It talks about weekly quizzes and comprehensive final exam. All right, let's move on to week 0. And this was last week when you started to log in.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi, I'm sorry. I have a quick question about the volunteering. So is it like we have to volunteer for certain things or what is that?
Any kind of community volunteer service will do. And you can read where I just was, these volunteers, where it was that I was just at. It'll give you some suggestions there as well. There's also some things that you can do online in case you're, tied to home because you're working from home, or you have children at home and you don't want to leave them. But there's
Okay,
things
then.
like food banks you can go to and help as a family, serving a meal, the agape meals that churches do for others. Feel free to do any of that. And there's others people, of course, if you find something that you could volunteer in that was in your field, in your major field, that would be even better. But
Okay.
not everybody can do that in 8 weeks. So anything will
Okay.
do. And you
Okay,
just have
thank
to
you.
download the form
Uh,
and get it signed.
Okay,
Sure.
then. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, sure. And feel free to ask questions as we go along. All right, so I'm in week 0 here. And let's look at week 0. Most people have done the introduction form. I really appreciate that. It's good to see everybody. Here's some tips on how to make your discussion forms even better. I've only seen a couple so far, but they were good. All right, and this right here, I think I mentioned this just a minute ago. If you have not done this, you won't see anything past this. You have to do this first. If you plan to see anything like in week 1 or week 2 or week 3, you've got to do this first. And you need to score 100% on this. And if you don't, you go back and take it again until you do. I think I turned on the, after you take the test, it'll show you where you messed up if you didn't make 100, so that you can go ahead and retake it. All right, now this is week 1. So it says right here, you would have had to take the Participation Academic Honesty Verification Quiz. And you also have to do this, complete your Moodle profile and Starfish profile, which is actually adding a picture to your profile. And the directions are here when you click on this. I noticed that some people uploaded a picture, which is great. I want you to do that. But it's either upside down or it's sideways. Try to go back in and turn it around the right way so we can actually see who you are. All right, so week 1 is your first week. It started yesterday on Wednesday. So today is day 2, and then it'll end on Monday. Your first, here's your resources. Now, this is where you get your citations from, your information. This is your weekly reading material. Okay, and so you have all of this that you can use as a resource to be able to answer the discussion forum. And whichever ones you pick, make sure that you format your citation in MLA format. Remember, it's not a link that's just going to take me back here to see, this page. So make sure it's written in MLA format. And you can look at, let me go back and show you where. Right here. Mixing in one. Okay, so these are the directions, and make sure that you click here. Don't go up here and add a new discussion, because you're going to be outside the discussion forum if you do that, and I won't see it to grade it, and nobody will be able to respond to you. Do this one right here where it says reply here. And it tells you that once you do your initial discussion forum, it's going to be 30 minutes before you can see your post or your peers. Always include a citation with your initial post. Your initial post needs to be 150 words. And as you do it, it'll show up on the screen and tell you how many words you have. And then you need to do 2 replies to 2 peers on 2 different days in the forum. And those can be done anytime before, in this week, Monday. But most weeks it's going to be Sunday night at 11:55 p.m. If you post after 11:55 p.m., you're not going to get any credit. So you want to make sure that you get under the wire here. Don't procrastinate. All right, let me go back to week 1 at the beginning. This is
Miss
what you can.
Underwood,
Yes.
just to be clear, the discussion the discussion forums, they do have to be in MLA format, correct?
The source
no?
does, the source does,
Okay,
okay?
okay, thank you.
Sure. I'm glad y'all are asking questions. That's good. Makes me know that you're listening. You haven't turned me off yet. All right, so when you come to each week, you're gonna start right here with a welcome to the week. And this is how you want to progress through each week. You want to start at the top and you want to work your way down. Don't try to answer the discussion forum if you haven't gone through the resources. So you want to start at the top and work your way down through each one of these. And these are where the 2 graded activities are. So if you're thinking clearly, you will realize that there's no need to take a quiz on what was in this resource material before you read the resource material. So, think about that you don't want to take the quiz first. That's not where you should go. You want to start at the top, read your resources,
Yeah.
and then go to the forum and go to the quiz.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am. Did you have a question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off mute feeding the baby.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. Now, I usually keep all mine tucked up here so that I don't have to, go all the way down. But once you get more weeks, you'll see that you can click on them easily if you have them open. But right now, where everybody's in week 1. But it's going to be the same format for week 2, week 3, all the way through week 8. Now, the dates in week 8 will be a little bit different. I can show you week 8 because I have it on that. All right, so right here, the dates are going to be a little different. Week 8 is longer than the other weeks. It's giving you a chance to make sure you've got everything under control, that you can do everything that you need to do before the course actually ends. So it's going to start right here on February 25th. And it ends on March the 3rd. I'm sorry, March the 7th, right here. So the discussion forum will close on Sunday like it normally does at 11:55 p.m. But then you still have from Sunday to Thursday morning at 9 a.m. to complete your volunteer hours and have them uploaded and also take the final exam. So it gives you a little bit longer. And this is week 8. You can't see it yet, but you eventually will. All right, so remember that in week 1, the first thing you want to do is to take this participation academic honesty verification quiz right here. And then you're well on your way to starting the week 1 activities. Okay, this is a little overview of what's going to be in it. These are your resources. This is your forum, and this is your quiz. And again, it's reminding you not to forget about your volunteer hours. And I will say that if you looked at that grading scale that I showed you, those volunteer hours are worth 10% of your grade. So if you happen to have, and this happened to me last quarter, if you happen to have an A in the class, but you don't do the volunteer hours and submit it, you're not going to have your A anymore because it's worth 10% of your grade. So you want to make sure, do it early in the quarter so that you're not so stressed at the end. You don't have to wait until the end of the quarter to do it. Find a place that you can volunteer, download the form, get them to sign it, have it all set to go for week 8. Because week 8 gets busy, especially if you're taking more than one course. Because you're going to have final exams in all of your courses. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's due in week 8 in your other courses as well. All right, I want to talk about DropAd. DropAd is now ongoing, and I believe it ends on Monday. You can double check me on that because I sent out the email about it. But during this time, it means exactly what it says. You can drop a class and you can add something else during this time. If you're unhappy with a class, you can drop it and you can add something else. But once DropAd ends, you can add another class. You're just going to be down to, if you signed up for 3 and you drop 1, then you're going to have 2. You can't join another class after DropAd ends. So you want to make sure that you decide what you want to do and stick to your plan. And if you want to drop it, then drop it and get another class right now. If not, you're going to have to withdraw. So now that brings me to withdrawal. So I want to make sure that I talk a little bit about withdrawal. And when you withdraw from a class, you need to do two things. You need to check with your advisor, and then you also want to check with financial aid, because it's sometimes when you withdraw from a class, you have forfeited your financial aid. So you want to make sure that that's not happening to you. You don't want to lose your financial aid right here as you start your college degree. I know some of you are a little bit further along, but you don't want to lose your financial aid. So you want to make sure that you check those two things out, that you check with your advisor, and you also check with financial aid. Now, the 12-day policy, and you're going to have to, I think you're already going to have to listen to that. I think it might come up in week 2. But the 12-day policy means that if you go 12 days without logging in to Moodle and completing a graded activity, and that was that list of things that I showed you a minute ago. If you don't do any of those graded activities for 12 days, if you don't do a discussion forum, you don't take a quiz for 12 days, I am forced to withdraw you. And if I withdraw you, you're going to get an IU, which is the same as an F in the class. And again, it could hurt your financial aid, and it's definitely going to hurt your GPA. So don't go 12 days. Let me know what's going on. Send me an email. Oh, I broke my leg and I got to have surgery. You know, make sure I know what's going on so that I can help you stay in the course. GMC is really focusing on retention. We want our students to be successful in the course. We want you to pass the class. We want you not to be withdrawn. And if you send me an email and you say, really, you know, I'm not doing well in the course, I think I need to withdraw, I'm going to send you an email back and say, what can I do to help you stay in the class? You know, what can I do to make you successful? We want you to stay in the course. We don't want you to withdraw and have a bad grade. Oh, excuse me. So keep that in mind. 12 days. Don't let it come up to that. And I'm going to keep after you, and I'm going to say, what are you doing? Where are you? I need you back, you know, to make sure that you are going to stay in the course and not get that IU. Let me think what else I have on my list. Top ads going on now. Make sure you check if you are interested in dropping them out. All right, email. So how many people have seen the thousands of emails I have already sent to you? So you want to make sure that you read through those. If you joined the course late, make sure you go back and read all the emails that I sent prior to the fact that you joined. And if you need any emails, make sure, you know, if you need to repeat them. And they are found way up here in news and announcements. So if you're missing anything, if you don't know what's going on, they're all listed down here. We started out with welcome to our class, introductions. Now this is where we are. And today I sent out an extra class meeting, a Zoom meeting, and our late work policy. And make sure you read those, because you don't want to get caught, you know, not getting credit for something. So I want you to stay in contact with me. I want you to email me. I want you to, if you have questions, please do so. I'm here. I want you to be successful. If you have, even if you ask me the same thing 3 times, I promise to be nice about it and still help you out. Okay.
Miss Underwood,
Yes,
I still can't find the welcome video.
the welcome video. Okay, let me scroll down here. And it is at the end of, okay, what class am I in? 5s. Oops. Well, that might be a problem, because I usually post it right here after week 0. I will make sure it gets there tonight as soon as we get through. Let me go to one of my other classes and see if I did it on any of them. Thank you for calling that to my attention. That was the 5s I was in. So
You're welcome.
6s. Yeah, right here. Welcome from your professor. That's the one. I will post it in the other classes. But here's a little video that talks about our class. Okay, so I will send that and make sure it gets in the other classes as well. All right, so let me go back. It's going to be right here above it, the attendance one. Okay. Oh, AI. That's something new that's come up in the last 2 quarters that we have had at GMC. AI, artificial intelligence. That is considered a no-no, would you say, for GMC as well? That it'll come up and turn it in. If you turn in your paper and you have used a source that is not credible, it will come up in Turnitin.com and it will tell you that your AI score shows that you used a source that was not all that great. So once you submit your paper in Turnitin.com in weeks 3, 5, and 7, you wait about 15-20 minutes and go back in and check and see what your AI score is. But it is considered incorrect, would you say? It's not a credible source. So you want to make sure that what you use comes from the GMC library, and I can show you that, I believe, right over here. You can use anything from the GMC library and also anything that's under the reading materials right here, the resource materials. All of that is safe to use. There's no AI there. And I think that there's enough there that you could answer the discussion forum fully. And remember that discussion forum, 150 words for your first initial post. And then when you respond to somebody, you can't just say good work or I like that. You have to give some reasons why. And also you can use any of the sources that you read and respond to somebody and say, well, I read in this source, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I agree with you about that. And that's a credible writing there. Any questions about discussion forums? Everybody okay so far? Nobody's going to withdraw tonight, right? All right.
Hi, Ms. Underwood.
Yes.
Hi. So I have a quick question. When so all of our work is gonna be like through the discussion forum?
It is, but
Or is
there's
that
also, yes, but there's also, if you notice right here, you also have week quizzes. And then I also, the main part, yes, and you're going to see in that, if you go back and look at the grading scale, you'll see that those are rated high. The discussion forums
Okay.
are rated high. But
Okay.
also, you're having the papers in weeks 3, 5, and 7. You have quizzes a lot of weeks, and then you have the final exam.
Okay. And one more question.
Sure.
So I know you were talking about I asked you already about the 5 hours.
Yes.
So do we have to do that need to be done like every quarter, like every week, or is it just before it needs to be done before the end of the weeks?
Before the end of the quarter.
The quarter. Okay.
One set of 5 hours. And it can, like I said, it could be done 5 hours all at once. It could be an hour, you know, here and there and yonder. However you want to do it, but it's just one 5-hour volunteer. Not every week, one for the whole quarter, 1 5-hour.
Okay then. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sure. I talked about late work policy, volunteer hours, weeks run Sunday to Sunday. Okay, now I'm ready for your question. So what do you need from me? How can I help you?
What I will say is, I thank you for tolerating my slowness because, as you can see, I went in that quiz and I did it like 1,000 times. And I was oblivious to what I was doing wrong because I thought I was doing everything right except for the true and false. So just to my other classmates, I swear before you, I emailed her 1,000 times about that quiz. And I'm sure a lot of you got it a lot more easier than I did. I was using the syllabus and all, but I just could not pass that quiz until she turned on the correction for us. So what I will say, as far as anybody who doesn't feel comfortable, she's very patient. She even complimented me being funny, and I was being serious. Oh, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to be.
Make you feel any better, even when she turned on the things, I still felt like twice. And I
It's
didn't
okay.
realize that it was giving the answers.
It's okay, baby. Me too.
Like literally, this is my first time attending in like college, and I've been out of school for 14 years. So I was like, oh, know that.
There are many people who do this. They decide that after they have, they got their own kids all settled. And so now they feel like it's their turn to go back to school. And we know, that people have been out of school for a while. Or maybe they're in a job situation where they want to change their job and they need more education. And so we're here for you. We want you to be successful and get your careers. All right, Stephanie, let me show you where the quiz is. All right, so we're going to go right here to week 1 attendance. And if I scroll down just a little ways, and it is right here. Okay, Stephanie, you got it? Where are you? I gotta find you on my list here. Okay, she's got it. So that's where it is. If anybody hasn't done that, you need to do that because you won't get any further than right there. You won't be able to go to week 1. Now, just because I've made this, and I'm hoping it's recording like it said it was going to do, this is not the end of my help. I'm going to be here to help you through this course. I do have 3 classes of the same thing, so it helps me when you tell me what class you're in, and they either end in a 5, a 6, or a 14. So whichever class you're in, and I can show you where those are at the very top up here. Right here, this one happens to be the one that ends in a 6. So they all start off with LDR 10120, and I have 105, 106, and 114. So they either end in a 5, a 6, or a 14. So if you know which one you're in, that'll help me tremendously. But I do have a little cheat sheet that I keep right here beside my computer, so I know which one you're in. Anything else? Anything you need help with? Anything you want to know before we log out tonight? Everybody's going to stay dry tomorrow. By the way, if you have a face-to-face class, those are canceled tomorrow, no matter what campus you're going to. Face-to-face classes are canceled. I got an email about that. So you're safe for tomorrow. That doesn't mean you don't have to do your work. If a teacher gave you something to do, you still have to log on and do that. And our online campus is still working tomorrow too. Oh, that does bring me to something. I am an adjunct at GMC. I do not have an office anywhere. I work from home. I am not at a certain campus. I did work for the Warner Robins campus for 10 years, and I had an office and people could come and see me. But now I work from home. So I get emails a lot and said, I'm really lost. I don't know what to do. Can I come see you? I thought, well, not exactly, not if you don't live in Warner Robins. I mean, I have met students at the Warner Robins campus before and helped them get started, but we can either do another Zoom meeting, we can do chat, I can call you on your phone, whatever is good for you, but I don't actually have an office. So, except for my little bedroom here. All right, any questions before we log out?
Ms. Underwood?
Yes.
So, oh,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
I just have one question real quick. The GMC Global Online Student Resources, it's located on Moodle, right?
Yes, it's right here above, it's in this little area right here. And it's right, I had it a minute ago, where is it? I'm looking over it, right there. GMC Global Online College Student Resources. It's a coming, right there.
Okay.
And then there's a link right here.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
and is that how we get online to set that up? To set up the mobile and it was something else you said to set up.
You're talking about your phone?
No, I've already done the phone
Okay.
and linked and logged in on my phone where all my emails come to me. It
Okay.
was the other one that you said and add a picture or something like that.
Oh, that is
dark?
your, actually, that is right here, your profile. Right here, complete your Moodle profile.
Okay.
Jimmy, you still with us? This is where you're gonna go right here.
Were you talking about
Yeah.
Starfish?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
That was it.
Your
Yeah.
Moodle profile and Starfish profile.
Okay.
Okay, and
Actually,
it tells you right here, Jimmy, this is where you go. You asked me about. So this is how you do it right here. Okay. And of course, I would really, really appreciate a picture of you. And not upside down or sideways either. This
You
is
can
where you
upload
go
a
to set that
picture.
up.
I'm sorry, you can upload a picture on Starfish as well, right?
Does it transfer from one, once you put one up, I think it transfers to both, doesn't it?
No, you have to do it individually.
Okay,
Okay.
So I'm not the best with verbally explaining myself, but like if one of you wants to like send me a text or something like that, then I can help like guide you through it. Cause right now I get kind of nervous when I'm explaining myself.
I think you'll be able to do it just by following these two directions right here. The Moodle profile one and then your Starfish one.
Miss Underwood, what is the Starfish? What is that related to? I mean, what
Starfish,
information you would get?
all right, Starfish, let me see if it tells you anything right here. Right here, it says Starfish is a system that GMC uses to manage academic alerts. That means getting support from the advisors that we have. If you start to do poorly in a class, I contact Starfish. And then those academic support team will contact you and say, you know, what can I do to help you get back on track? And you will get messages in weeks 2 and 4, I believe it is, that when we do Starfish, all the instructors have to complete a Starfish for every student. And you'll get a message from either me saying, this is what you need to work on, or you're doing a great job. And you'll get that in weeks 2 and 4. And then if you're not doing too well, you're going to also get a call from, or a text, or an email from your academic alert people, your academic support team. That's going to help you get back on track. We don't want to lose you in week 2.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Anything else? We're good to go?
I think so.
All right. And remember that this isn't the only time you can contact me. You can, you know, anytime. And I'm going to record this. I mean, I have recorded it. It says it's recording. And I'm going to post it on our class Moodle page. So that you can have it to refer to if you need it. Okay? We're good?
All right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. We'll see you soon.
Thanks so
Bye.
much. Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.